Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to dive into this morning is something it really gets my goat. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to dive into an opinion piece from the Washington Post. In my personal opinion, this is one of the more disgusting things they've done in the past 2 years. We've been covering the gun controllers inside these opinion pieces. But the whole premise of this article is based around taking something that is positive, that has been happening for almost 15 years now in Texas, and turning it into a negative around gun control using recent tragedies. You can figure out what I'm talking about. Everything will be linked in the description box below, but this right here is the reason that we fight, the reason that we cover these things, is because this needs to be sent out and exposed for the disgusting nature that it is, and also rectified with actual truth and history. I've got some stuff for you here. Everything's going to be linked as I mentioned. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Established Titles, and then we're going to dive in and do some debunking together. The Established Title Packs give you 1 square foot of dedicated land in an estate in Edelston, Scotland, along with a certified crest like you see right here. This is based on a historic Scottish custom which will allow landowners to become lords or ladies, and if you act now, you can be in the LOA little plot so we can have our own little fiefdom. This is a fun and novel way to preserve the woodlands of Scotland. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for Our Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your plane tickets and also on your credit cards. This makes a great last minute gift, and they have couple packs which you can get adjoining plots of land together. In order to give the ultimate conversation piece for that special someone, Established Titles is running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Langley, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/Langley to support the channel now. All right, my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, this is why we fight. Make sure you send this one out, and if you are new, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you in the fold, and thank you for your consideration. But, my brothers and sisters, let's dive into this. Here we go. Opinion. DNA kits for kids show Texas twisted priorities. Now, of course, they're talking about gun control, but listen to how they're going to talk about gun control in 1 second. This came out yesterday. And before we get too deep into the actual points, I'm going to read something from the actual kits that they're going to reference from their website. Listen to this for history purposes. Government resolutions. On April 26, 1999, in support of the need for thorough child identification, the Texas Senate passed Senate Resolution 685 and the Texas House of Representatives passed H.R. Resolution 735. Both resolutions determined that every one or more than 4 million children attending public schools in the state of Texas would be offered an inkless ID kit. 1999, Texas House and Senate. Now let's get into what they're actually trying to twist on the Washington Post opinion piece. Members of the U.S. Armed Forces are fingerprinted, their DNA is collected, and the information is kept on file and in storage. It is a precaution for those terrible situations in which a body needs to be identified and an acknowledgement of the danger inherent in serving in the military. Quote, that Texas officials think school children should take the same precautions as troops who go into battle speaks volumes about the twisted priorities that have protected gun rights at the expense of children. You see where this is going now? So what happened here was the Texas state legislature sent out ID kits. They've been doing it since 1999. They do this in order to make sure that children are not abducted. And if something does go wrong and they go missing, they've got fingerprints and they've got DNA on file to identify children who are missing should, like a smuggler or a kidnapper or villain decides, no, this is my child. They have the proof to correct the situation. That's the point of these kits, and I'm going to go into this in a second more from their site, but they're actually trying to use the fact that Texas is trying to help missing and lost children as a gun control point. Here we go. Check this out as we keep going because this is so gross. Parents who opt in, the program is free and voluntary, will be able to keep their child's DNA and fingerprint information at home and can later provide it to law enforcement agencies if an emergency situation is needed. That is the point. Missing or lost, but they're trying to turn it into a situation and tragedy in a school. The 2021 law establishing a child identification program doesn't explicitly say it's for identifying victims of school incidents, and text on the kits only references missing children because the entire program is about missing children, but they're using it against gun control and terrible tragedies that are happening in our nation's schools. This is what you'd classify as disgusting. My own personal thoughts. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments field below. But 5 months after a gunman killed 19 fourth graders and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, it is hard not to make the connection. If all you think about is gun control and how you're going to use tragedy for gun control, yeah, it's kind of hard not to think about the connection. But however, when you look for since 1999, the Texas Senate and House Representatives have done this exact same thing. But no. It's about what just happened. It's really Texas is evil, right? These people, wow. Here's the whole letter I'm going to show you from their About Us page on the actual child information kits. I'm about to walk you through this to show you they are lying and standing on tragedy to get their political means and goals. This is the level of disgust that I have with these people. Let's get it. About the National Child ID Program. Why should we fingerprint our children? 450,000 children run away each year. 300,000 children are abducted each year by family members. More than 58,000 children are abducted every year by non-family members. So it's IDs and fingerprinting. Wow, it's a little bit different than the Washington Post is inferring, isn't it? That's more than 800,000 children in America missing each year, one child every 40 seconds. Yet, when the National Child Identification Program began, less than 2% of parents had a copy of their child's fingerprints to use in case of emergency. Does this sound anything like they're representing in the Washington Post? No, it does not, because they are manipulating people and their emotions. That's why I get such a visceral reaction to this. The National Child Identification Program is a community service safety initiative dedicated to changing these statistics by providing parents and guardians with a tool they can use to help protect their children. The ID kit allows parents to collect specific information by easily recording the physical characteristics, fingerprints, and DNA of their children on identification cards that are kept at home by the parent or guardian. If ever needed, this ID kit gives authorities vital information to assist the efforts to locate a missing child. Again, hitting it at the point that I'm bringing to you. Is that what the Washington Post in their opinion piece is inferring? No, it's not. They are twisting and everything to play on the emotions of the uninformed about Texas wanting to identify children of tragedies rather than actually do gun control laws in their perspective. They are twisting reality into their means, and that is just beyond the pale. In fact, that's actually one of the reasons that I fight so hard on this channel. But let's keep going. Last thing. Since its inception in 1997, the National Child ID Program has distributed over 70 million kits throughout North America. 70 million kits throughout North America. This is a national program. The program has been recognized by Congress and today works with federal, state, and local leaders, coaches, athletes, faith-based organizations, and corporate citizens to increase the safety of children in communities across the country. In 2022, the National Child ID Program will distribute over 10 million kits to children across America. Does that sound anything like it's a tragedy identity kit like the Washington Post in their opinion article is actually slating? No, because they've got a twist fact, because they can't win the argument based on actually what's occurring on the ground, history, and all of our tradition. No, they can't do that. They've got to twist it and make something good into something evil. And that is what I've got for you guys. A little spicier than normal, but I had to bring it to you. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I'll see you in the next episode. I'm Braden. See you later.